Wagwan YouTube, you know it's your boy Clicked, and I'm back with another video. Again, we're gonna be dropping one from Scott the Woz. It's the game titles continuance that I did. I did a part one. If you didn't see that, check it out. But yeah, man, we're just gonna get right into it as usual. It's about game titles and if they made sense, and it's just looking from way back in the day. So like Super Nintendo, everything. It was really cool to see, and it's nostalgic. You know what I mean? So just gonna get right into it as usual, guys. If you're not clicked up, hit the subscribe button, man. Turn on post notifications. Drop a like, comment down below, and let me know what game from this video is your favorite, because there's other games in that video separate. This one is different. It's getting newer and newer as the video goes on. Let me know which one you guys love the most from this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
And following entries, I just don't like
GTA.
This.
Big
Cheap
start.
and tacky and lame. Like, the game producers are trying to get hip with the lingo. Oh, people just call our series Gears. Well, we do
God.
too. You know, Gears of War 5 takes the same amount of effort to say.
I don't think I've ever played a Gears of War. And I had Xbox.
This makes Gears 5 feel more like a spin-off than the fifth main entry in the
I think
series.
Harry is talking about like
the franchise down to one
the
word.
numbers.
This is the word for us. Gear? I think it would have stuck out more simplifying it down to of. At least with Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I mean, that's more
Zelda?
to Zelda.
Bro, tell me you guys remember Zelda. That was so... You know what's funny? I thought the guy's name was Zelda. When I was... For years, I thought the guy's name was Zelda. It was actually Link. The lady that he's saving is Zelda.
Being
the princess.
Far more iconic
or the
word,
queen.
a word unanimously used to refer to the Legend of Zelda franchise as a whole. But man, it still just doesn't feel right. This works better as an abbreviation for fans to use. Quick slang for your game title, not its legal name. At least it's still easy to follow, you know? Gears 5 is the fifth main entry, Zelda 2 is the second main entry.
It's kind of cool how they split
Me then. Titlers love breaking from tradition to nab some attention. Now, sometimes a series...
let's not even start with Battlefield, eh? Because Battlefield really did drop the ball on this Call of Duty thing here. They could have took him over.
Just for the better. Just Dance went from numbering the entries to just flat out labeling them by the year, which
is fine.
Music game series is basically just changing the song list with each entry.
Don't kill me.
That's a good change to make. Dance Dance Revolution always felt the need to give each title something unique, but it just overcomplicates everything. Like, most of these subtitles are synonyms. For some series, just putting the year
Madden,
it makes
FIFA.
sense. Like with Madden, nothing but consistency. There they went from naming it John Madden Football to Madden NFL, going from abbreviations of years to full years, back to abbreviations again, and skipping John Madden Football 91. Okay, it's nothing but not consistency. However, ever since Madden NFL 06, things have been smooth sailing. Can't wait to look at the title for Madden 14!
Okay.
Well, I was just trying to get some tacos, yo.
Out of nowhere.
Well, I have to change my legal documents. The 25th anniversary of Madden.
Luckily I might re-download
this
Madden.
This is the 25th entry in the series, but come on! I consider this to be a real dumb titling
This
for a gun to
Battlefield
just
thing is
stand
stupid.
out while making your entire franchise more confusing to keep up with. Oh yeah, Madden 25! That actually didn't release in 2024.
2014.
Battlefield 1! No, the first Battlefield was Battlefield 1942, which was followed by Battlefield Vietnam and...
Maybe they want to be like, this Battlefield is the one.
Then Battlefield 2, then Battlefield 2142, then Battlefield 3, 4, then 1, then 5, now with a Roman numeral. Then Battlefield 2042. Battlefield 1943
that's the one that they
may
dropped
seem
the
like
ball
a
with,
sequel to
guys.
Battlefield
That's
1942, but
trash.
it's just a spin-off. So what does that make Battlefield 1 a spin-off as well, since Battlefield 5 isn't called Battlefield
Honestly,
6? No, it's mainline.
I think Battlefield is good for a campaign mode game. Not the actual game, though.
Online opposed to the other Battlefield games that play online. All of them. Now where does this fit in the picture? Battlefield Online was a Korean exclusive entry in the series that mainly took assets from previous games to make an online multiplayer-only PC game tailor-made for that market, which is a more common practice than you may think. I mean, Call of Duty did it with Call of Duty Online for the Chinese market.
I didn't even know that one.
I find the titling funny when pretty much all the other games in the franchise have online play, acting like this is the online
they're
one.
like, this
when
is
Call
new
of
for
Duty
you
World War
guys.
II was announced, I was pretty annoyed, like acting as if this was the first and only Call of Duty to do World War II. I understand it had been a while since the last game focused on it, but titling it implies like, yup,
That's the only one.
this is the Call of Duty based in World War II.
Yeah.
And this is the banana. Come on, man. At least name it something like World War II Returns or something. I don't know. Call of Duty's already having the issue of reusing titles. We had Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare followed up with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and later on 3. Then with
we're
some
using Modern
re-releases of the
Warfare
first Modern
again
Warfare, the
this
number
year.
4 was dropped, like with Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition and Remastered. And then the 2019 game launched, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. To be fair, no other game was named that. And then the sequel to it, to also be fair, the same applies. I just wish sometimes they'd cut it with the reused title.
Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I don't know if you guys played that, but that game was lit. This one. I don't know this one. Hot Pursuit 3. I don't think I played that. This one though. Yeah, that's the funny thing, right? This is Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 3, but I think this was the one that was on PlayStation, if I'm not wrong. Or PC. Actually, I don't remember. This guy is right. They're definitely messing up the order with the numbers.
I mean, I get it. They don't care if they have 2 games called Modern Warfare 2 because 95% of the people buying aren't going to be having colorful discussions on the state of the video game industry and will never even reference a Call of Duty that released over 2 years ago. Most of these consumers treat each new Call of Duty, Need for Speed, and Madden like a bag of chips. Open, consume, dispose of. So reusing a title or making this entry a confusing name in comparison to previous games.
They're reused and disposed of, whatever like that, because a new one comes out and then they close the servers, right? A lot of people would still go back and play. Even my friends talking about playing what's that other game called? It's like Warzone, Blackout, like, you know, but nobody really plays that on those servers.
It doesn't matter. You can name the next Call of Duty Ice Smell. It would do just as well as last year's, and people would just call it the Call of Duty for this year.
Last year's smelled better, though.
But it also just rubs me the wrong way when games with the exact same name, logo, even box art release, and they are completely and utterly different. You can no longer just call the game Rayman Raving Rabbids. You have to specify Rayman Raving Rabbids, the Wii, Xbox 360, PlayStation 2, and PC version, or the Nintendo DS version, or the Game Boy Advance version, because these 3 games are nothing alike, being in different genres entirely. I feel that with these handheld versions of console games, they name them and market them as the same thing in a way to kind of trick unknowing consumers into thinking this is going to be the same game. You see all the commercials.
I don't think that's fair. You name it the same way because it's the same concept. It won't be the same graphics and stuff. Obviously, Game Boy Advance not gonna have the same graphics as PC. Come on.
For on TV. I mean, come on. Do you remember ever seeing the Game Boy Color version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 in the advertising? No, they just show screenshots of the PlayStation version, but list Game Boy Color as one of the platforms. Oh, well, surely.
Yo, no, I'm dead. That's wicked. There's no way that's what they released to the people, bro, for the same game. That is far off.
If this isn't the real Tony Hawk 2, then what is? How many games are called Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune, and how many of them are truly the same? You know, this would be a great opportunity to use that for game system subtitle, but
nowadays, like even a game based like Jeopardy would save so much money. They wouldn't. Production costs, they wouldn't even do all of this. They'd just make a digital version and be like, yeah, that's the only way you can get it, and charge you more for an update, pretty much, essentially, right? It's kind of like what eFootball does right now. I don't know if you guys ever played eFootball, which is Win 11 Pro Evolution Soccer. Now eFootball, they just give you updates of the same game.
Just called this Jeopardy, and this will make sure the people know. But you know what's the most depressing thing ever?
Why?
You title a game with a Volume 1, showing the intentions of this being a long and meaningful series.
And that was
SNK Arcade Classics Volume 1.
I don't even know. I'm
Best
just
of
gonna
PlayStation Network Volume 1. Damn, it's almost like a Volume 2 exists. Just like Madden 14. You gotta have a lot of confidence to put Volume 1 in a game's title, almost enough to ensure that Volume 2 is probably already underway. Is this used as a bargaining chip to get a sequel?
To be fair, if people don't really, vibe with the game, it doesn't matter, right?
Produced.
That's a defeat all hyenas. What is that game?
I love seeing a prequel with the subtitle 0. I just think it sounds good, feels good. Like it's the perfect subtitle. It's a great buzzword on its own, and adding it to a franchise name, it's immediately obvious what it is. Earthbound released here in North America on the SNES.
Don't know this game.
It's actually titled Mother 2 in Japan, with the first game on NES almost releasing over here in English, but getting canceled at the last minute. What was called Mother in Japan
for that guy to stay on the grass?
Earthbound here, but since that first game got scrapped, when they brought Mother 2 over, they just called that Earthbound. However, that original English localization was eventually found and dumped online by fans for people to download and play. Since we already had a game called Earthbound release, it just made sense for fans to call this Earthbound 0. I couldn't think of anything better to call it. You can find fan-made reproduction cartridges of the game with this title, and it just feels right. But then, Nintendo decided to finally officially release the game on the Wii U's eShop in 2015. What did they call it? This is one of my least favorite titles ever. It sounds so dumb. I'm sure they would have loved to actually call it Earthbound Zero,
My guy
but had to
yelling,
settle
though.
for beginnings because we don't want people to know fans exist. Sure, don't use the word zero, but why beginnings? Why not origins, inception? Hell, Genesis is a synonym for beginning, and that would have been a wicked subtitle. Yeah, it may have already been used for the Sega console, but there are
The
other
hell
books
is
of
this
the
game?
Old Testament. Deuteronomy.
With Ronald
No,
McDonald in
you
this.
pick 3 of the worst syllables I've ever heard. Though I've heard worse. Some names just look and sound weird the first time you see them. I remember calling The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Zelda Wii U for years before it finally got its official name, and I thought using the word breath felt off. You look up any reaction to a new game getting announced online, and every single person posting a video has to say the title out loud when it appears on screen.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate? Oh, Jumanji the video game.
Is that The Rock? Tokyo Mirage
Oh,
Sessions.
Jay,
What, FE?
this game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE.
Sharp FE.
Originally announced as a crossover between Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem, titled none other
Bro,
than
this guy
Shin
knows a lot of
Megami Tensei
games.
Cross Fire
I ain't even
Emblem,
gonna
which
cap.
we'll get to you later. Eventually was renamed to
Not a research
an
into this video.
unlocalized Japanese title for a bit, and then Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Yes, Sharp, not hashtag or number or pound. Not sure why we needed this
Oh.
portion. I understand FE is an
That's what it
abbreviation
means,
for
Sharp?
Fire Emblem, and many have pointed out how TMS backwards is SMT, Shin Megami Tensei. I have to give them credit. They found a way
Did they
to
really do
incorporate
that?
both series titles into one while keeping this as
That's
its own
cool, then.
separate thing, which
I'll
is
give it
what
to
it
them.
is. While originally planned as a traditional crossover between SMT and Fire Emblem, it became more of an original game that just
Suspicious
plays like Shin
crowd.
Megami Tensei,
That crowd
with Fire
did
Emblem
not look
characters
suspicious
making
to me.
appearances assisting the main cast, who are completely new and original. So I guess the title was as good as we could get. I still think the Sharp FE is unnecessary, though. Like, if you wanted to push out Fire Emblems in the game, the title already barely makes any sense. Just throw it in there.
It really
Again, I
doesn't.
guess they wanted to push this as its own original thing rather than specifically advertise it as a Fire Emblem game. Except they did just that in a few trailers they posted online.
I don't even play this game.
Let's talk about that pesky
This
cross.
guy knows a lot about
Christ.
games, man. I'm not
Kind of
gonna
an
lie.
odd trend for a bit there was using an
The hell
X
is this?
between 2 words to symbolize a crossover
Oh,
and pronouncing it
Street
as
Fighter and
cross.
Tekken? I
Shin
didn't know
Megami
that.
Cross Fire Emblem, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, Project Cross Zone, which, what is that? A tactical role-playing game featuring characters from Sega, Namco, and Capcom? Oh, I get
Actually,
the title now.
I miss playing fighting games. Maybe I'll download Mortal Kombat.
Then
Did you
they
guys
started
play that
moving
game, Mortal
away
Kombat?
from the cross and started using a
Kombat was
plus
lit,
sign
man.
instead. Mario plus Rabbids, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions, 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Advance Wars 1
don't
plus
remember
2,
so
Pro
many
Skater
Mario,
1 plus 2, Box Boy plus Box Girl. Just where
series
did this
games,
trend
that's
come
crazy.
from? The plus sign I find to look a little juvenile. I don't like that. I'm too mature for this. I'm an
Tony
adult
Hawk's,
who
though?
eats caviar. Localized titles. Something they just don't do anymore. I've been a little confused as to why Bandai Namco stopped using the English title for Taiko no Tatsujin. You know, Taiko Drum Master. We got it over here
Bro,
on the
where
PS2.
is this guy
It's just a
finding
fun
these
rhythm game with a
games?
drum peripheral. We only ever got this game in North America,
Like,
but
even
Japan
to
just
come up
kept
with this
on
list is
getting
so
these
impressive
damn
to me,
things.
'cause
Finally, in 2018,
does he really
we got
play all
another
these games? Has he
localized
played all
title.
these games?
The first
Kinda
Nintendo
crazy.
Switch entry in the series, Taiko no Tatsujin Drum and Fun. They didn't
So
even
crazy, to be
try to
honest.
change anything like they did with the PS2 game, changing the song list.
I don't-
for North
honestly, a
America.
lot of these games I
They
don't
didn't
even
have
understand.
the Jimmy
Huh.
Neutron theme in Japan. In Drum and Fun,
what is going
it's
on here?
nothing but
Okay, it's like
Japanese
tapping
pop
when they
songs,
get to
anime
the
music, the works. Which, hey, it's cool to see they're
right
sticking to what
spot.
makes Taiko
Like, what?
Taiko. But like I said, I'm just confused why they don't just
Any of
call
you
it
guys ever
Taiko
played
Drum
this?
Master over here still. It's not like a butchered localized title. Taiko no Tatsujin roughly translates to Taiko Master of Drums.
Bro, this
I
guy.
guess
Oh, it's a
because they're
drumming
barely
game.
changing
Okay.
anything from the Japanese releases song-wise now.
Oh, where's the
they
drum?
wanted to
Like,
convey that through the
there's
title
no way they
itself,
want me to
which,
drum on
thinking
my
about it
controller.
That way, it makes sense. Now, Europe, I have a question. Why? Mario and Luigi Dream Team. Good title. Games about dreams and Mario and Luigi teaming up. Brilliant. Now, why do they have to call it Mario and Luigi Dream Team Brothers in Europe? To show
Team
they
Brothers.
did the math? This is one of the most peculiar name changes from North
That's so
America
dumb.
to Europe. Second only to Mario and Luigi. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Great title.
What?
Game's about a crossover between the Mario and Luigi RPG series and the Paper Mario RPG series. Jamming them
okay.
both together, it's absolutely perfect. But did their parents fuck? Well, that makes even less
Bro,
sense.
what is wrong with this
At
guy,
least
bro?
with Dream Team, it's like, okay, Dream Team and Brothers are related enough terms. Paper Jam Brothers just sounds like I'm ending one sentence
Honestly,
and
I
starting
never
another.
really thought
Europe
about
often gets
this
these over-explanatory
weird
titles,
stuff about
like Mario Strikers
Mario.
being titled Mario Strikers Football, Kirby's Return to Dreamland being Kirby's Adventure Wii, Star Fox being... I don't know, but hands down, one of the biggest localization titling
kill me.
fiascos was the Final Fantasy series.
Bro, Final Fantasy is just like Kingdom
1,
Hearts.
2, and 3 all happily came over from Japan to North America. Not Europe, though. They were happy just getting the spin-off title, Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, which was titled Mystic Quest
Final
Legend
Fantasy
over
has
there.
about
And then all of
50
a sudden, in 1997,
series, man.
math. After Final
Yep.
Fantasy 3 came
That's what I'm
Final
telling you.
Fantasy 7, or for Europe, after one Final Fantasy that wasn't even titled Final Fantasy, came Final Fantasy
Legend.
7. This was, of course, due to not every Final Fantasy releasing outside of Japan at the time, so we never received the
even know
original
that
Final Fantasy 2
I
and
guess
3.
most of these
Though we did
video
receive
games
4,
are Japanese
they just renamed
made.
it to Final Fantasy 2 over here. Same with 6, we got it as 3. By the time Final Fantasy 7 launched, I think they realized how counterintuitive this was. Sure, you may not have released all the games over here, but you're not even naming them something
I don't
different
even
with a
think I even
subtitle
played
or something.
Final
So
Fantasy
in the
either.
end, we have 2 Final Fantasy 2s and 2 3s. Eventually, they filled in the blanks over
I
time.
mean, nothing's
All
wrong
the
with
Final
that. If
Fantasies
it's
became
Roman
playable in
numeral,
some form throughout
it's
the
Roman
world,
numeral
so they
and
did this for the
regular
best. If they
numeric
kept up this naming
value, it's
convention,
fine.
Final Fantasy 10 would actually be Final Fantasy 7, which
I only
would
remember
be
that
the
Final Fantasy on PlayStation
stupidest
2.
thing I've seen all day. It just turned midnight.
Guys, that's it for this one. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Drop a like. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.